There we go. We got us. I wish. All right.
They get to roast us now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys, should we start it over again here? Or should we just go? I think we should just go.
So,
All right, let's start it here and we'll trim the beginning of this video, I guess. Can you see us now? We should have done an audio video check. All right, well, let's go for it, guys. We're on a roast. You guys can roast us in the comments for not having our video shit down. The first thing we're talking about is bacon. So I think that they might have had audio, but I'm not sure. I don't think they had audio. So bacon here, what we've got is we're going to just repeat our points here.
Re-roasting.
Re-roasting. Awesome. What we've got here, I think this B for bacon is supposed to look like bacon. I don't think it would have been that hard. Personally, I would have just arranged actual bacon and then taken a picture of it versus like a shiny, it looks like wet bacon. So that's my problem with this logo. People might have some problem.
We don't like thinking about bacon with plumbing and drains. I feel like we don't totally.
It's probably their last name or something,
Maybe,
which I don't know if they could change that. But then you don't need to kind of like make it about.
There's already a famous bacon.
Yeah.
And you can't compete with Kevin. So
there you go. We also noted that this schedule now button, I like how we had a test and now we get to do it for real. So we got to practice. It's nice. So the schedule now button doesn't work. So that's a big one because I think we do want the schedule now button to work.
It should work.
That's an important button. Important thing.
Yeah, I'll say it again too. Bacon bits up on the top of the menu. It's cute, but nobody knows what bacon bits means. And at the end of the day,
it's their blog.
Clarity wins over cute.
Yes. If you want people to know, if you want people to go to your blog, call it blog. It is cute though. It is actually kind of cute.
I love bacon bits.
What?
I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, it does make me hungry. So we've got.
I feel like they don't use margins either. Like everything is to the edge of the screen and edge to edge, like paragraphs.
Yes. Yes, I agree. On the.
No one's gonna read.
Yes, they're like, you know
Wall-to-wall
what? We
text.
believe you're going to want to read all this. It's just like we generally try to put this down into like a column, like a column kind of in the center, and we mix it up with images and stuff like that. I do
There's
like that they've been
yeah.
blogging.
That's
Did you
good.
guys see that they've been blogging? They've been blogging 3 times. They actually published all 3 blogs on the same day. I would suggest kind of like, putting those out a little bit. It's Google likes the drip of content. You've got content dripping out over a month instead of just dumping it all on the exact same day. So that's an opportunity for bacon.
For sure.
I want to know what it looks like on mobile.
It's probably not great, but we gotta get a feel by doing this. Hey, it's not that bad.
It was not actually.
I thought it was gonna be way worse.
The menu's pretty good.
Hey,
Look at that.
bacon, you got a great mobile menu. We're proud of you for having one. I guess it really comes down to the expectation was just so low for this one.
Pleasantly surprised.
So
It's a
anyways.
pretty nice truck too. We like the truck, but it's a little too much. Used a little too often. The van.
Yes, the van is really the real star of the show here. We got 1 van, 2 van. This is kind of a van. Can we count that? 3rd
Half
van,
That's half.
4th van. The van is the real star of the show. 5th van. We want the customer to be the hero of the story. And if maybe at the absolute second would be like your employees are the hero of the story, so you could get more of them. And then thirdly, the van. Definitely include the van in there somewhere. I'm glad that it's a hero. All right, we're on to number 2. What could be a better website when you call it 2 Men and a Snake? 2 Men and a Snake. This is a real website, guys. And honestly, the video is decent. That's probably the best part about this thing is this video, which I kind of like. Although actually for our clients, we always suggest not.
Yep.
We kind of push people away from video because it takes a while to load. But ultimately, it does look kind of nice here, if we're honest.
It's not a bad video. There is a lot of competing information on this website in the header, and yeah, there's just too many options here.
Is there a video of
Bill
Why do they
Burr?
Bill
like
Burr.
the- Yeah, why do they like the video of Bill Burr?
I don't know, but I watched half of it to try to figure out whether there was like a tie-in. There's not. First of all, it's a good video. It is a good video because Bill Burr is awesome, but it's it has nothing to do with this
The
company.
in Philadelphia?
No, that's the other great thing. They're actually in Omaha. All right, I gotta see if we have any comments. Excuse me. So guys, if you're gonna have a Bill Burr video, make sure it's from your city, just so it feels
Yeah.
related in some way, shape, or form. I mean, honestly, this is actually one of the best parts of this. Like, why? Why does this exist? It's kind of amazing.
Again, okay, a lot of content. I still don't know. I mean, I think I saw a bullet list of your services, but that was not easy to find. And we would talk a lot about websites and the bounce rate and how long somebody
Yes.
stays on a page when they're looking for something. And I have a feeling there's a lot of frustrated people that have not spent a lot of time on the site because it's hard to find what they're looking for.
But we can find the jingle. Click here. Do we
That's
do
important.
we dare?
Oh, I think
We
we do.
dare.
Two men and a snake, two men and a snake, two men and a snake. Don't wait, if you need your plumbing fixed today, give them a call, they're on their way. 991-1979.
All right.
Not bad.
I'm embarrassed of the things I did, but I have no regrets. So that's their jingle. I'm glad that it's listed in the very top.
You click the jingle, but like not the phone number.
Not the phone number. The phone number is not
Uh-oh.
clickable. And I wonder what it looks like on mobile. Still not clickable. You know somebody's trying to click that.
Yep.
You want them to copy and paste your number. Definitely always make your phone number clickable on mobile at least. I also found it kind of interesting how these click here buttons just kind of like don't necessarily look like they're completely related to this. They're like this far away. Kind of the law of proximity would say the closer you put this to this, the more we'll imagine that this click here is related.
It's not very clear what they do.
Yes. I will say the menu is up here kind of, like they could, damn, they do excavation too. I guess that makes sense with plumbing. We should note we love contractors and want them to succeed online. We believe there's a lot of awesome, there is some cool plumbing websites on the internet.
There are definitely.
Some of our clients. So I'm just looking for anything else here. This footer, this color makes no sense whatsoever. Like there's a random other yellow.
That hurts.
There was a different yellow up here. And then they're like, you know what? Let me just give you this urine yellow because we handle bathrooms. No, you don't need to use that color ever. That color.
With plumbing, that color.
Yes. You do not need to use that color. We understand what you're,
Don't.
yes. This is a much better yellow probably to use. Or you got to go full gold, but maybe not in between. And I just feel like, sorry, go ahead. The one thing I thought was like, also like, this is very old school. Like you just list all these cities. This does nothing. People think this does something for their SEO. It does nothing for their SEO.
Those even links.
No, they're not. There's no links. If it was links, then it might do something
Might do
because then
something.
they have separate pages. These really don't do a lot for your SEO. So watch out because it's like, I'm not going to become a customer unless they serve Wahoo. Like, like somebody's not going to hunt through that list to make sure you service their area normally. It's really not a functional section. I appreciate that they're trying to get people on. I'm glad that they have a promotion for getting people on their team. And I'll leave it at that. I think that's good that they're promoting that on their homepage. That is more advanced than some people. Boom, roasted. Next. Mr. Mighty. Do we have any interaction here? I'm going to see where we're at. What's up, Jim? Thank you for joining us. So, Mr. Mighty, and I want to start this off with a positive because I actually really like this logo.
As a comic book fan, I very much like this.
It's kind of cute.
It's got a cool feel. I wish I could get in touch with you.
And this is an electric company. I was like, is this a plumber? And then I was like, no, it's an electric company. That makes more sense. If it was a plumber doing that, I don't know if it would work.
I think your contact form shorted out.
Yes. I will say, we're not just going to roast this company we'll probably tell them. Thanks, Walgreens. I appreciate that. We're probably going to tell them that this is happening because this is kind of sad. They're
a major issue.
Their form, just make sure your plugins are updated, everyone. If you haven't done it in a while, it's like those Instagram accounts that are like, make sure your posture is good. I don't know if anyone has that. I follow Instagram accounts that are like, make sure your posture is good and also like drink water. And I actually appreciate them very much. Well, we want to be your reminder to go make sure your plugins are updated on your WordPress website because otherwise you literally might not let people contact you. If I saw this and I was a customer, I'd think like they're out of business.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because this looks like they're out of business, to be honest. And then I'd like, if I really cared and I was like a referral and somebody told me Mr. Mighty was great, I'd click this and I'd probably look for a phone number, but it's not clear even which one of these to call. I'd get kind of, oh, there I'd go. I'd probably call this if I like was a referral and I really wanted to talk to Mr. Mighty.
Is that clickable?
That's not clickable, but I would still, I would type that into my phone. Nonetheless, you want to make sure your contact form is working. It's not great. That's cool that they have, I like that they have repairs as little as 128 asterisk, big asterisk. Like what? In most cases, call for details.
Is there a photo on any of these pages?
No, there's not a photo. It's basically like,
Just
Text.
it's text and like, what is,
There's just no emotional.
there's
appeal.
nothing. What is the personality of this company?
I feel like it has potential for a lot of personality.
Please look at our website. Here are the details. Just robotic because there's nothing. They don't have any happy customers. There's no testimonials. There's no how do I know you're a legitimate company? I literally think these guys might be out of business. I'm not trying to be mean. I just really think, I guess it is a roast.
It is a roast.
Let's roast.
That's what we're doing.
There's no call to action either, except for content.
Well, I mean, that is probably decent if the form worked. Unfortunately, there's just no form.
That first sentence there, electricians in Chicago and Chicago HVAC services in Chicagoland.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Chicago, like 3
Yeah.
keywords.
Their call to action is not the place to try to keyword
That's
stuff
keywords.
your stuff. Like I'm not above putting extra keywords on a page. I'm an SEO as well as a web designer. But on your call to action, you want to talk to human beings. So talk to human beings. I did take a peek at their facts and they're like yelling at people. It's like,
Uh-oh.
free estimates, please investigate claims of free estimates. More often than not, these individuals and companies are hiding an hourly rate or half hourly rate of $69.95 to $129 for the first half hour. So much for your free estimate. I feel like this guy's like talking to like competitors. He's like mad at competitors. And he's like, many of these so-called electricians are unlicensed and uninsured. So you're like, basically what I feel like he's saying is there's a cheaper option out there. No offense.
Yeah.
If I'm a homeowner, like, I don't know if I care.
Yeah.
Like, however you get the free estimate.
This
That's
is
what I
this
want.
is the part of the website where you talk about what you do well.
Yes. And what was that?
It says, thank you for your patronage, all caps.
Yes. This is like,
Yellow house.
nah. You kind of just yelled at us and then you're like trying to tell us thank you. Yeah. It does sound sassy. Like read your copy out loud and like figure out like what is it saying, like what's the tone. I get that you want to say that free estimates are not good or whatever, but say it in a way that makes the customer feel smart and that you're not like, you shouldn't talk to competitors all the time on your. And I'd say also say to mix in FAQs on the key pages where people would have them. I understand that we've got it right here, but a lot of people would like what are the top 3 questions? Put those on this page, because people are not going to go to 5 pages on your website most of the time. They're going to go to 1 or 2. They're going to go to 3 at most half the time. And then you don't get to give them these questions. They literally came on the website. They saw that you had no personality. Sorry, Mr. Mighty. I'm sure you do have a personality. We want you to have a personality. We want your company to be human so that you're not, basically just talking about price the whole time like you have to do here. You have to talk about price if you have no personality. Sorry, guys. Have a personality. Get out of I call it commodity versus specialty. If you have a bunch of personality and you're showing a bunch of testimonials and you're showing happy customers, and then you're fighting against Mr. Mighty, you're going to beat Mr. Mighty every time, even though they have an awesome logo. So encourage you to share some personality on your website. All right. Ulta. Roofing and waterproofing. Give us some positives first before we get into the roast. What do you guys got for positives?
They got a lot of nice trust factors there. They have a lot of partners.
Looks like actually some images of job sites.
Yes.
That's good. That's especially for contractors. That's really good. Okay, the Predator now.
So I think to be honest with you, besides aesthetics, there's a lot of good things going on this website, because I always say trust is the most important thing.
It's a lot, yeah.
A lot of companies have no trust on their website. So unless somebody knows them or is referred to them, they're not necessarily going to make contact. So that's why most of your guys' websites, it's always referrals coming through them and not other stuff. If you get all these badges on here, I have a feeling if these guys ranked a little higher on Google, I think they're on like the 2nd or 3rd page for some key terms. They would get some business, even though somebody could say this logo looks like it was done in Word.
Or that it's from the 60s.
Yes. But they probably still do business because it's like, I don't need them to have a good logo for them to do good work. And I see trust, and I see trust, and I see trust, and I see trust.
You even got to click to verify their National Roofing Association.
That's actually kind of good. I feel like they're doing some very good things. Link doesn't work. So you want to fix that link. I will say, I think that your logo is taking up too much space. Maybe if I went like this, let's try it. Okay, never mind. It's fine. It's just because we have it tight like that. Let's see. What else do we have here? This is one of the better ones, even though it's ugly. And I don't even care. Here's the deal. I don't care if something's that ugly. It still can close you business. I've seen a lot of effective, ugly websites.
True.
And what you want is effective. And the more trust you have, and they're trying to put a lot of trust. We install all major systems. We're going for that. We got testimonials. I would have a picture and a 5-star here.
Yep.
Where it was left, because people don't trust.
Come from.
Yeah. So that is one thing. I think you could have a picture and a 5-star related to this review. I also would potentially trim down the review. I don't think anyone's going to read that whole thing. I think that they're probably going to hold, like, we ultimately all kind of assume testimonials are like highly curated and maybe a little faked. That's why we like to make it almost feel like a widget on the website, because we're essentially, and we like to show a picture of the person, because I want to know what Matt W. Is it a real human?
Does he really live in San Diego?
And did he leave this as a review on like Google and Facebook, or did you guys make this up for him and then he approved it? I want a real review normally. So that's what I'm looking for as a customer.
We also got a lot of great trust factors, but they're all at the bottom of the page.
Yes, you could have
So
some up
I've got to
here.
scroll all the way to the bottom of the
Yes.
page before I can find that.
Yep.
And that's information you want sprinkled throughout the site, but definitely some of that right away, right when somebody lands on your site.
Yes. And so we talk about the winning website formula. Number one is trust factors. So we want to see more trust factors. Excuse me. We've got trust factors up top, right? Anything to help create trust. We got a lot of great trust factors, put it up top. Second, clearly differentiating unique value propositions. So they're talking about their specialty. So that's close, I think. Where is this? We specialize in a wide range of commercial and industrial. So that's not really a specialty. I mean, I get it that you're saying you specialize in commercial, but what are the types of buildings that you do the most? Like, can you talk about some specific types of buildings that you do a lot? You know, commercial roofing is a pretty big space. You really want to make it very clear what your difference is. And I don't see a lot of difference. Knows what it takes to service customers. We're raising the bar of customer service in San Diego County. Once again, not a difference, because everyone is going to say
anybody can
that. So you really want something that your competitors cannot say as a clearly differentiating feature. You know, 3, strong visual call to action. So I think that that's another place where this is good, but I ultimately would like to see it before I scroll and elsewhere on the website. So if I go to your waterproofing page, I want to see a call to action at the end of every page. I think that, okay, this is kind of at the end of, this looks like it's it's funny. I think this is supposed to be parallax. Oh my God. So definitely want to, I mean, it looks like it's like a iframe or something that got pulled in there. But nonetheless, this is kind of the ideal. You want to have a free estimate at the end of each page. I think it could look better. Once again, the visual of your website does kind of speak to how professional you are. So unless they were looking at you guys doing a job, this website just looks low end. Ultimately, damn, that's mean, but it's true. So you want strong visual call to actions.
Yep.
A lot of times I'll pair that with like, hey, there's somebody, let's say, looking at a commercial roofing job or a waterproofing job. They're looking at a job completed. They're smiling. I put this call to action next to that. I want those types of call to actions where it's visual, right? 4, emotionally persuasive images and headlines. So roof leaks, maybe that's not emotionally persuasive. Maybe we could do something a little bit more descriptive of the types of problems that they're experiencing. And maybe you're up against 3 competitors. So I almost want the headline to differentiate you too. You know, like how can you say, like if you're a 30-year company, your logo looks like, oh damn. If you're a 50-year company, say you want a trusted company, we've been doing this for 50 years. Let's get started. You know, I think that you can give a little bit more trust and kind of say something a little bit more descriptive than this as the call to action. And lastly, we talk about SEO and building that in. All that means, and to make that as simple as possible, the winning website formula, SEO built in. It means there's spots for content on all the key pages. There's spots to make sure that there's content and it's mixed up with imagery so that it's not boring and it's not a wall of text like some of these websites we've been looking at. And it also means that there's buckets. So in this case, the fact that you have service pages is kind of like buckets. So you're in the right direction, but there should be a lot more content on each of these pages. We say at least 500, 700 words. Plus, if you just slapped 700 words though on this, it would look just like a wall of text and no one would read it. So you've got to break it up with images and testimonials and different things. That's what doing SEO minded web design is. It's making sure that there's enough spots for content and that there's enough buckets for content. That's it. So, all right, we're back to roasting. Is there anyone else in here? Say what's up if you're in here. And we've got B&B Plumbing Omaha. All right. Is everyone ready for this?
I feel like that top header takes up like a third of the screen. Take a look at the website.
Yes, it does. I'm trying to see if it's like that normally. Yes, it's always like that.
It's big.
That is a third. Damn. I thought it was interesting. Plumbers love to do this. And I think there's something to the fact that we have discounts, right? And coupons. I don't think you have to have it on your homepage. That's my personal opinion. I think you can have specials page and you can drive people to that page. But I think it makes you look a little low end with all these coupons right on the homepage. I will say a number of these guys as competitors were also doing that. I think sometimes we get a little obsessed with our competitors when we start copying them. It was only in this market. I looked at other markets and I didn't see all the plumbers had coupons, but in this market, like a bunch of them all had this on the homepage. So I feel like it was kind of driven by that. I also sometimes think you can do like an advertisement, let's say like a Facebook ad with a discount, and you don't have to drive them to the home page. You should put that on the sub page for the offer. But I do like the reviews here. I think that's good, and these are recent reviews, and I'm glad I think that's really good. It's kind of, that is the widget vibe, right? Where it's somewhat recent.
Yep.
They could punch out a little bit more, though.
Yes, you could have more than this. I feel like you could have like 5.
Right.
And it just kind of shows that I guess I would click this if I was a customer because I'm interested, and then I could see all of them. So to me, yeah, these are all old then. It's interesting. Maybe that's why they only show 2, or it's only 3 total that are recent.
I feel like a lot of times too, if somebody wasn't 100% satisfied, and there's like, it shows that the company reached out again and was like, hey, we apologize, or hey, we noticed this. How can we make you guys feel more satisfied with our work? That kind of makes it feel a little bit more real too. Not that it has to be here, but
yeah, I think that ultimately you could, like, just a reminder, don't freak out on negative reviews. Oh my God. And I think some people are proud of it, but I will tell you as a customer, that just looks crazy. Sorry, it's review culture now. We're all allowed to review everything. And you should be just measured in your response. Assume that you're talking to your future customers. That person doesn't care anymore. They're not thinking about you. They're done. They burned you, and now they get to move on. Think about the next 20 customers that you're going to have. And when they see this, what do you want them to see? Hey, we'd love to remedy this. Give our office a call. We will do anything to fix this, that kind of thing. You don't want to be like giving away the farm just to like make one customer happy, but you should do everything in a reasonable amount to try to make that person happy. Like, or you could say, hey, we've done everything we could on your job, and we believe in our work, and it's unfortunate that you feel this way, and we look to improve our process based on this. That would be my response. If you really have a negative review, just watch out for the trying to fight with them in there, because it doesn't look good. And I've seen that a lot. All right. I don't know if besides this giant header, this website, is it really bad, or is it just like, so there's
almost no actual content on the
Yes, I wish there was more content.
page.
Yes.
Got coupons and a couple
Explain
services.
yourselves.
Also, I think we've seen that drain photo on at least 2 sites this morning.
Yeah. All right, let's just go to service page real quick. I think one of the problems that happens sometimes is that people don't pay attention. All right, pop up, baby.
Boy.
I think that was like an exit intent or something. But yeah, pop-ups can work, guys. So as much as we hate them aesthetically, but yeah, I personally think it makes you not look like the premium option if you care. Other than that, I would want a call to action here at the end of the page. This is a very, very soft call to action, but I would like to see something a little bit more. And I think there's not a lot of pictures of customers or happy people. I want to see more happy people. Mm-hmm. No offense, but anyone can install this sink. I think think my wife and I installed our own like fixture on our sink. So like ultimately, like it's not that cool that you installed the sink. So what do you do that's above and beyond? If I had customer service, if there's a little bit more like, I want to see myself in this website. I want to see that you care about customer service and you have happy customers. So, all right, let's go on to the next one. That one's not that bad. Come on, it's fine. It's just old looking. You gotta, I will say, if I saw this, I'd just be like, it's kind of an old school company. That's what people are assuming. That's basically it, right?
Yep.
Like just an older school company. Maybe their customer service is older school. Maybe their communication is older school.
But it's important to remember that like everyone's on their phone now. So someone
Yes.
doesn't have a plumber. It looks okay here, maybe not.
Oh no, it's not mobile friendly.
No.
Oh no. Not great. All right.
That's bad.
Yeah, you definitely want your thing to be mobile friendly. We don't need your face to message you on Facebook. We need it to be mobile friendly. All right. Kendale Air Conditioning. That's not a logo. That's a name. They didn't even try on that. I
The
kind of
Better Business Bureau is getting more recognition than
Yeah.
their logo.
it's funny because all contractors know that Better Business Bureau is bullshit. Because they like essentially
Shots fired.
It is, dude. It totally is. They just call the contractor up and they're like, "You want an A+? Give us $70 a month." So I mean, it does to most homeowners. It does communicate trust, but to most contractors, they're like, "No, I don't know if it matters." I still would use it. I still like it. I also would call out this contact button right here. So every page, it's always right there. Maybe it's, I don't know about red. Maybe we could use that yellow again or something. I also know submit is not the best word for contact forms. Send message or get free. I'm doing the clap thing. Or get free estimate or something, because submit, like you want the button to finish the sentence. I want to submit to your company and become your, no, I don't want to be your whatever. I want to send a message. I'm a human being. You know what I mean? So it seems like a little detail, but it really yells at you here too with this red, like submit.
The shaky buttons too, that's really jolting. That was kind of, it's been on a couple of sites.
Yeah. Oh, they're doing that up here too.
Yeah, they're like shaky.
Like, come on, send us a message. I would put images of faces with these reviews. I don't think that would be that hard to do. I don't mind this call to action. This is one of the better end of page call to actions I've seen. Is your air conditioner broken? Need fast AC service? And they're saying fast. I like that. I like that because there's, I think, how are you different? You got to answer the question, how are you different? They're saying we're different because we're fast. Because when we say we're better, that's, we're exposing.
Uh-oh.
Don't let your SEO company, if they don't also specialize in web design, do your website, because they usually aren't very good. Like, I feel like we're one of the only companies. Okay, I'm not going to promote here, but we're one of the only companies that really does like great SEO, and we care a lot about web design and getting somebody that's like something that's truly professional. A lot of these SEO companies slap together a theme, and then they're like trying to do SEO on it before it's actually persuasive. Doesn't matter how many people come to your website if they all come there and go, this is a low-end company and I don't want to work with a company that's not modern. And people do make decisions visually like that. Ultimately, I like that they have a video. There are good things about this, but I'm just saying, like, it does look low-end. I want to see more happy people than I do want to see like constantly like your thumbs up stock photo guy. I'm not saying it's bad to ever have that. I'm saying ultimately, I don't know how many stock photos of people doing HVAC stuff that I need. I need a few more customers. I need people in happy situations. You want people to imagine themselves in that situation.
Yeah, overall, this is not the worst.
Not the worst. We got trust factors. We got call to actions. We have humans. Hey, at least they've got
Got a
humans,
couple humans.
on here. I think that's important. People are
Hard to-
gravitated towards human face. So
Not the knees.
not the knees.
I feel like too, we've been looking at so many like not good ones in a row. We're like, it's not bad, and then we'll look at
Yes.
the good one and be like, oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Sometimes I do that because I'm like, I want to do SEO for a client that doesn't want a new website. And I'm like, I think we could get by with this website. And then like, you got to watch that because at a certain point, it will hold you back from getting new business. It does hold them back long term.
Yeah.
So that's a good chunk of websites in this roast. I feel like if somebody else, let's see if there's anyone that's commented in here. All right, we've got a real one. Nava UCC. All right, Jorge, we're on it. Nava UCC. We're gonna roast it. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Yo, we love you. Don't take this too seriously, Jorge. You've been working on your own. I understand. And something I will note here real quick is a lot of times people come to Hook Agency after they've tried it a couple of times cheaply, either themselves. I think ultimately the normal like progression is I do it myself on Wix or GoDaddy website builder or something. I hire a really like a freelancer that's in college or something, pay a couple $1,000s. Maybe I even get up to a $5,000, $10,000 website and then we're like third or fourth a lot of times.
Yeah.
Where we're a little bit more expensive. You can break it out over 12 months or 6 months or whatever. But the point is like, it takes a while sometimes for people to get here. So if you do it yourself, I honestly think that's the right way to do it your first couple of years in business. You got to bootstrap. You got to put in sweat equity. So we respect that. One thing I would note here is this logo. You could make it more of a PNG. And so it has the same background color as this. I do think you don't need this kind of like circular thing. I think I'd rather see this icon and then your name next to the icon. I do think you should get your .com up here. I think it should be Nava,
It's a little thing, but
Jorge at nava-ucc.com. That says professional, doesn't it?
this says, personal Gmail says one man
Yes.
shop.
It does say one man, and he might be one man.
Yep.
But ultimately,
There's also
if you want to be more than
creating
one man, you kind of got to like act like you're more than one man. You know what I mean? I think you could hit them with something because we already know the name because we already saw it up here. Hit them with something. What do you do better than your competitors? Say that here, or say their problem in the headline. What is their problem that they need to have solved? So if I dig in a little bit.
If you work on this project, this is a cool project, whatever it was.
Yeah, this project
The
looks
whole thing or
amazing.
just part
Yeah.
of it, it's very cool.
It's a good header image with the text above the contact us button. Scroll back up.
Yes.
It's not like not everyone has perfect vision, so
Yes.
you always want to make sure that your text is readable.
Yes.
To everyone.
We could darken the bottom of this image potentially to make sure that this is clear.
Yep.
And hey, maybe some of your best customers will be a little older, and they might actually have their it's more common for their vision to be not perfect. So it's not a bad idea to consider that. And we've got, I think, beautiful work.
Yeah.
And you have it down here. We will give free estimates. I don't think you need the all caps. But I would make that into the button. I would say, get a free estimate, because if you're going to do that, might as well promote it on the biggest. I mean, the button is going to see more eyeballs than anything else. So if you want to do that, I would also potentially put that as the main thing up here, free estimate.
Yep.
And then I would call it out with a button form. And let's see. All right, we got basement bathroom, drywall plastering. Blog coming soon. Stay tuned. I think you can just get rid of this for now. And then you could add it back when you actually have that. Let's see. We've got, I do feel like we've got some stark contrast between this work that you've completed and this work. So I want to see something that ties it together. If this isn't your work, you should get real work up here. And then I think you should kind of plan out these pictures a little bit more, because I see some beautiful stuff, right? I see this is gorgeous. If this is real work, only have your best stuff on here. Show what you want to grow. So take a couple, like spend a little time. Hey, this could be this could look better if you spend a little time making sure that it, the photo was kind of well positioned and stuff like that. So make sure you show what you want to grow. Testimonials, once again, get rid of the sections that you don't have stuff on. And once, just for the benefit of people in general, I want to note that you are going to have a better result from your website if you have separate pages for different services. So if you have a tiling page, if you have whatever, if you have different services, make sure that bathrooms, if you have, like decks, make sure, okay, so each of these should have a separate page. Because ultimately, if you're in Burnsville, Minnesota, and you have a page that's about beautiful, like retaining walls in Burnsville, Jorge, you're much more likely to get that business because that page is out there. It's its own little magnet for that term on Google. So that's why we want to break these things up into very clear kind of buckets. And we were kind of talking on one of the previous websites that it has those buckets. You want those buckets, and they will attract people from Google because it's its own piece of bait out there on the internet. That's why we want those buckets. And the more niche you go, the better. So you could do retaining walls Burnsville, and you could do retaining walls Minneapolis, and you could do retaining walls Edina. You can have those pages on your website. They don't even have to be on the menu, and you will get customers from that strategy, Jorge. And it will be awesome. And it will, honestly, even contractors, if you're trying to do subcontracting work, they will find that page, and they will, somebody else that can handle these retaining walls for our project. So, and then boulder placement, planting them. I'd say play small ball to win big. So the more small, even, I would go with Minneapolis, and maybe the one you're in for sure, Burnsville first. And then you want there to be 500 words of original content on each of those pages, which is the hard part. But just like I said, when you're starting out, what you do have is, in the meantime, if you don't have projects, is time. And hell, if I was subcontracting and I wanted to get more customers directly, I would spend my Saturday and my nighttime, like that's what I did. To make this business happen, I bootstrapped it and spent 60, 70 hours, an extra 20 or 30 hours every week doing this, writing. Was I a writer? No. Did some people roast me occasionally because they had spelling errors and no editor? Yes. And it still got me customers. And by the time I left my job, I had 10 to 20 leads a month on our website. And you can do that too. So even if you're subcontracting now, and Jorge, I don't want to assume, but I'm guessing this website is not getting you customers. That's the most I'll do on the roast here. I'm guessing this is not currently getting you customers, but I'm guessing you're doing subcontracting at the moment. You can work on this website and continually position yourself better to get more customers directly. And you're not that far off. It's not absolute trash. I want to say good job for working on it and trying. And, over time, I think you can increase it with just some of these things that we're talking about. So go back and listen to this again if you need to, and ultimately build out the buckets and the content on this website. It will help a lot. And like we've been saying with some of these other ones, more trust factors, badges. Who have you done work for previously? What if you've done some commercial work? What are those brands? If you have some testimonials, get your first 2 or 3 testimonials on this website. Show a picture of the person that gave them. That stuff will help a lot. And even when you're sending this website over to somebody, if it doesn't rank on Google, that will still help them trust you. All right. See if we have any other takers here. All right. A betterfenceconstruction.com. And we also have a product business. I'm ready for this, Brad. Let's do it. A Better Fence Construction. Glad that we get some real live ones.
People who want to be roasted.
People who want to be roasted. The other ones were involuntary.
Jorge, Brad, you are brave.
Brad, let's do this. All right, Brad, tell us in the comments how spicy you want it. Are not rendering. So, okay, I'm going to do the contractor website now because that's something that we do a lot more of when we're not currently doing e-commerce or product websites. But all right, let's look through it. Let's take a moment. Brad, are you ready, bud? Woo-wee. We need the county for the colloquy utility locate requests. Dude, we have no idea what that means. Required. We need the county for the colloquy utility locate request. Okay, so if this is for some reason related to some utility thing, or like, do all customers know that? That's my question to you. Does everyone know what a colloquy is, or are you going to slow some people down? And I will say also, we probably don't need these. I think these are share buttons. Let me just check. No one's going to share your home page, no matter how good this design is, Brad. No one's going to be like, it's time to share this to my Twitter following, you know? I don't hate the protected by copyscape thing necessarily, but it really is kind of useful real estate down here. I always think of, let's end the page with some trust factors, some badges, some awards, some testimonials. Let's add it with your A+ on Angie's list or whatever else you've got, because that's useful real estate. You think the end of the page doesn't matter, but look at this footer. There's so much. That's the end of the page. What if I really read this page? Okay, we've got a contact form, but like you could use a little bit more trust here around the contact form. This is, I would just get rid of this.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know what that is
What
either.
are we looking at? It looks like a bunch of just.
I think it's
random page
blogs.
links.
Yeah, so it's got some work, Brad, but let's see how spicy he wants this. No worries, as spicy as you want, bro. All right. All right, Brad, we're going for it. You ready, dude? Brad knows this website needs a little work, okay? Better Friends Construction. What's that?
I'm going to guess that's a license number, but I don't know.
It's a phone number.
It's a phone. Oh.
So I guess that might be a little clearer if you actually did the area code, even though most people won't need it.
Make it a button. Call us now.
Call us
phone
now.
Number.
Let's see if it turns into one. It's not bad on the mobile. I do like, okay, click to call. Okay, that's good. I like that personally. But I think you got opportunity here. There's probably people coming to this website that are not necessarily understanding what this is. You know, this is just, this looks like basically like SEO shit or something, basically.
Maybe.
Or it's just a listing of all the pages. I feel like if it's on the menu, we're good. We don't necessarily need to just have a bunch of miscellaneous links down here.
Ditch the sidebar.
Ditch the
It's not a
sidebar.
blog,
Yep.
and they haven't been cool since 2008.
Yes. Yeah.
You've got a contact form, which is good, but it's at the bottom of the page. So chances are people aren't scrolling that far to even get to it.
Yeah.
Contact form's good to have. If you're going to have a contact form,
Have it up at the
have it
top.
at the top.
Put it right here. Because honestly, most people aren't going to read much on this page.
Yep.
If they heard about you from somebody else, they do like this, I'm sure. This is good. I
Those
think
are good.
1 year guarantee, save 30. These are nice. I like this, but I want a form right here. Boom. And I get that you think people are going to call, but some people don't want to call. My wife talks about home services that we're using right now, and she doesn't want to talk to people. She's like, honestly, she just wants to schedule something or send a message, and then maybe she'll get to schedule it later, but she doesn't want to sit there and have a phone call and get sold and get stuck on, just people, we're assuming as homeowners, sometimes we're assuming that the customer service is going to be bad, unfortunately. So you're contending with that a little bit.
I do like
all of these trust factors could be larger.
Yeah.
And like we said, we think sidebars are a little old school. So this kind of makes it look like the company is old school, just to be honest. You could mix these in here. These are good, but I want to also like Google reviews. We have Google reviews. Like, no offense. Like, and also Google Plus. Brad, you said be spicy. Google Plus doesn't even exist anymore, dude. Brad's awesome, I'm sure like, and honestly, if you guys are doing decent business right now, and I know that you guys are also working on True Latch, but like, if you guys are doing decent business, you actually it's kind of amazing that you're doing decent business with this website, because this does not instill trust for me. I don't think that you're a bad company. I just think you're probably an old school company. And I'm guessing like my customer service might be a little meh. That's just like my homeowner perspective. Like I'm assuming.
I'll say one thing I really like is we've talked about differentiating features on a couple of these sites, and right up at the top you have in a little asterisk there comparing it to big box stores.
Yes.
That's a good call out. That's a good differentiation between. But it's blink and you miss it.
Yep. And even like some of these are really cool. Like most of the time we're not going to get to it, right? But like I want those in bullet points, and I want those like almost like icons related to them. Put the fucking U.S. Air Force veteran as a logo. Like bring that out. I think some people are going to really respond to that, and they're going to say, I want to work with a veteran.
Yep.
You know, like, so say that and with a logo, because honestly, a lot of times we just don't get to these, as you might have seen in some of the previous websites. Like we don't, most people aren't, or they're scanning.
Yeah.
So if you really want somebody to see your differentiating features, put a logo or an icon, and then put that in text next to it so that they actually see it. And it's kind of weird. It's just like, I think sometimes I'm a good designer, and I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I'm a good designer because I have ADD a little bit, and like I can't see stuff unless there's visuals. I think I am trying to put myself in the mind of the customer. I want to be able to see it quickly with an icon or an image.
Yep.
Otherwise, they're gonna just pass by. Let's see if we got anything else for them. I think you could do like a little bit more of like a gallery, or like you could do a carousel on images of previous work completed.
Yeah. And
then like we all know what a fence looks like, so just like why. Okay, so the differences are craftsmanship. I see basically everything's on here. A lot of this copy is good, but I ultimately think you could call it out a little bit more. And I like it all. I just can't see it because it feels like it's just all one giant thing,
There's no.
You got to break it out.
Or sections
Each of these could be a headline too. Even if you just use this existing design, make these like H2s, or like there's a little thing in code where you can make it a heading. Make it a heading so that it's kind of like, because if I'm scanning, then I'd see that at least.
We're missing your links too a little bit. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. We could do a big button right here with a request a free estimate. Brad, I hope some of this stuff is useful to you. Eric, can I roast your website, please? Dude, is there a MySpace link on there? Eric, let me roast your website. I want to so bad. Was there really a MySpace logo? Oh, that'd have been amazing. All right. Let's see if Eric's going to let us. I don't know if he's ready for it. I was just looking at your website the other day, Eric, and I had some suggestions. Please. Because here's the deal. Eric, you're us. Okay, we're on it. Eric's, he's a badass because he's ranked his own website on Google, like for San Diego roofing. It's very high in the list. I think, and he has more business than he knows what to do with. But so there's nothing to shake a stick at there. But I think he'd get more and better jobs, and he'd be able to be more selective if his website looked nicer. So that's a good kind of like thing to think about. I know he's going to be number one on this list. So you already did something absolutely extraordinary as an individual. It's not that common. So he's number 2 here. So I did see this, and I know that you like marketing. And I think that there's things about this that could be better. Now, this is the best website we've looked at today. So I need to start with that, Eric. But I am going to go in on this a little bit. What I will say is right now with this carousel, I think people are going to be blind to this a little bit. They're going to be, because people are not necessarily going to watch all these slides. So I think that that's one thing. I think you could get a more contrasting call to action here if you really want them to read this. There's not a lot of trust besides the since 2002. There's not a lot of trust factors that are immediately visible. I'd like to see some badges for some things that some affiliations or some awards, or, this is obviously a commercial roof. What companies have you done work for that maybe somebody in the San Diego area could see that and feel comfortable? I think this black kind of background here, basically a lot of the modern websites that we're doing these days, we're actually separating the text out over off to the side. And then maybe we have a carousel in 2/3 of basically you can separate the images and the text. To me, this is 2015. And like I said, all due respect for ranking for San Diego roofing #2. That's awesome. And I think you're absolutely extraordinary in that regard. I think that this does, to me, look like 2012. So in true roast fashion, we're from Minnesota, dude. We're not very good at giving the full 2012 call that wants its website back.
Boom.
And I do think you could have more trust above the fold, more badges, more testimonials, more reviews, etc. And I know you're an SEO guy because we got a lot of this kind of keyword stuffing thing here. It's fine. I'm not mad at you because you can't knock the hustle. And like I said, I just haven't seen a lot of people do that. And I do like that you're promoting financing. What if we had something up here about financing? It's just it does get a little bit lost. And just from my point of view, roofing website, I do like using the form right away. Because honestly, I don't necessarily need to take an extra step if the main action we want them to take, and it's not, I do this for less aesthetic trades, we hit them with the form right away. If you're a remodeler and we really wanted to talk about your beautiful bathrooms and kitchens, I think of that as a little bit longer kind of discovery process on your website. But for roofing, I think you can hit them with the form right away on this page. Let's see if we got any response yet. We're being critical. Site index 2 weeks ahead to fix and recrawl.
Nice. Different
Affiliations and associations. So I do think it's good that you're creating pages. Ultimately, what I really need is just badges here. I want badges. I want to see that you've been rated highly on this platform. I want to see that you have an Angie's List Super Service Award or something. I want to see these different things that will just quickly make me go, trusted, let's go. Because ultimately, honestly, a lot of people that are trying to talk to roofers are they're making decisions quickly and they're getting 3 quotes. So unfortunately, I just want to be part of those 3 quotes, and I want to be the first one to respond. And I want to get back to them really quick, and I want to get the next step scheduled.
I feel like you could use a little more warmth.
Yes.
This is what your life would look like if you could do it.
Yes.
Kind of more emotional
Yes.
language and images.
Yep. And Eric, I know you've got the clout here and you're a bit of an influencer in a way, or micro influencers, we like to say these days, but I would like to see that exact thing instead of this. Feature a customer that loves you. Do a little video with that customer. It's not even that crazy. You could zoom them in. You could do whatever you need to do, or go out to them. Better yet, show a little bit of their project. Talk about why their life is better and why they're a smart homeowner right here. Smart homeowners are smart property managers, work with a trusted, highly reviewed contractor, something along those lines. And then you can do more about us. It's kind of funny, but even on our website, the About Us page is actually about them. It talks about their problem and it talks about how we help solve their problem. So I think you could make this website, we talk about it all the time, more about the ideal customer. instead of about you. And honestly, that's a good place for us to be on the design, on a roast, because like that's next level.
Yep.
I think a lot of companies just need to get to your level, Eric. But the next level beyond that is really making about the customer. And in this case, I appreciate this. I do think that the contrast is a little low here. I think it could be a little higher. So lighten up this background, or, you know, I think that would be good. I think ultimately, I think the biggest problem on this is also the biggest strength. It looks SEO'd to hell. And I think you got to find a way to kind of mix the persuasiveness with the SEO, because I do think it could be more persuasive. I think ultimately, Eric, you know what I'm going to say? That's what we do best. Yeah, I think the trust factors thing is a lot of what a lot of companies need. They need more trust factors, and they need to make them right away on the page. Because as a homeowner or a property manager, I'm scanning and I like just land on the page, and people make a decision in less than a second about how professional you are. And I see this, I don't know what it is. I'm seeing stuff I would like at least buttons to go back and forth on this thing. But I see something that doesn't look professional. What is this? It's like a pipe. I'm just suddenly like, if that was the first thing I saw, I'd be like, oops, not like, I don't know, like it affects my opinion. We all make split seconds decisions about what's professional and what's not. So ultimately I like that it's real work, but it does look kind of like something's broken. We're splitting hairs here because your website is decent in comparison with a lot of ones we've been roasting today. And I am proud of you. I'm super proud of you for ranking this website. And yeah, I think it's awesome that you did this yourself. And Eric, if you, so he's got roofing contractor Lahala. Roofing contractor. We'll talk about something Eric is doing well, which is he has location landing pages. This is all we want you guys to do. This is all we want. We want you to do cities around you that you serve and make a page about them. So Eric is doing what we want. It's beautiful. It's beautiful not because it's beautiful. It's beautiful because I know this makes Eric money. And honestly, that's what we want for contractors. We want more contractors. I haven't yet, Brad. We'll do it as our last one here. I want to throw out here, we want you to have local landing pages. We want you to make money from your website. All this stuff about aesthetics is just because we know customers judge.
Yep.
But the stuff that's absolutely real for sure is we want to have trust factors, clearly differentiating features, strong visual call to actions, emotionally persuasive images and headlines, and SEO built in. And this is an example, Eric's doing it right, he has SEO built in. He has buckets of content, location landing pages. Could this be a little bit more persuasive? I believe so. But honestly, it's better because we've got a call to action. We've got trust factors. We got images. It's not always about aesthetics. We do think you could do better on the aesthetics here, but ultimately this is the right principle. We want more people to make money from their website, and I'm positive this makes money for Eric. All right, let's do True Latch. We are not e-commerce SEO experts, although I can give some opinions on this website's aesthetics and what it could be doing better. Because I think, from what I understand about True Latch, I think they're doing B2B. They're selling to other fence people, and then they're also selling on Amazon. I just always want the call to action, whatever it is, to be top right, and I want it to look like a button. That's for sure. If you're going to have a phone number, make sure it is clickable and it is on mobile. And I like that you got a big video right away, and I like that you've got these trust factors. I feel like I'm supposed to be seeing images right here, and I don't see images.
I think you're right.
Maybe they're going to load eventually. Let's try it again. All right. Well, we're going to need images. We're going to need images on these. What's that?
Competitor agency.
Yeah, I think this could be a really good visual, but you need to have visuals, ultimately show it or show something that is not great about it compared to your product. Show a problem. I get that you don't want to say names, but ultimately I kind of need names a little bit. Or I like this idea. You could at least have some kind of visual related to each of these, and I would put this higher on the page because you're trying to do what is different about our product.
Yeah.
I think that should be pretty quick and at the top. Damn, look at that video thumbnail. That's like a
nice thumbnail.
It's a good video thumbnail. I want a little bit more of this aesthetic. Whoever did your video thumbnails, I want to see a little bit more of that aesthetic on this website because it's honestly, that's great. It looks very good. There's, I think each of these could have an image of the person that left it. I think, where did they leave the 5-star review? If it was on Amazon.com, put the Amazon logo right next to the 5-star so we know where that was left. And this just really need images here. This doesn't make sense. I feel like maybe it's broken or something. And probably made in the USA. I tested that one time on an e-commerce page, proudly made in the USA, and then fast and easy returns and free shipping badges right next to the checkout button. And it was like 10K return in the first month just from adding those right next to the add to cart button. So make it into a badge. Then I imagine people will see it more often. And I've tested that and it works. And so put a big button that says purchase now, and then put the badges next to it that say made in the USA and the different things that you think are going to help be persuasive quickly. I do like that you're talking about the problem right away. There's some big problems on this website visually. I think you could benefit from having a professional web designer do some work on this website. Hey, you guys, I'll throw this out here. I'll make us big and throw this out here. You guys, oh God, it's just totally, one second, guys. New movie. This is how I do it. It's a way to do it. All right, so you guys believe that people should use a professional contractor for what you do. Do you think that there's some specialty and, many, many years of designing and a team that's focused on this? Make sure you have professionals do the things that are going to make you money. Don't have them do it if you don't think that website's going to make you money. But if you think you could sell $100,000, I'm talking about TrueLatch. We won't even do that. We don't do e-commerce. We only do lead generation for contractors. And we do websites for contractors that are beautiful and trustworthy. But if you believe this will make you $100,000, $200,000 in the next few years, have somebody professionally do that. Don't waste money out here with a website that doesn't communicate trust and doesn't give people, enough trust to move forward with you. So that's my last thing. If you believe in professionalism, get a professional web design team, whether it's us or somebody else. Invest in the things that really are going to make you money. Stop spending money on shared leads from Angie and start spending money on stuff that's actually going to build an asset long-term in your website. And that's my whole thing. I hope you guys have an amazing day. And thank you for joining us. All right, bye.